What a way to start the new year, and with a bang it sure was. So started off well in the green, about 0.5%, and managed to build on a good 1% from that opening move of 0.5% and nicely closed in at the session highs. It's a good 280-point move that the Nifty futures alone saw in today's trading session, a 1.6% move, and now we're closing in on that 17,700 print for the index alone. Good day not just for the large caps but even for the broader end of the market. We held out solid in the green. A good market breadth at our hands with 165 names standing to the greens on closing bell. Sectorally, it was pretty much an across-the-board performance, really. Relative underperformers that you could mark out were perhaps FMCG and, yes, pharmaceuticals, and along with textiles. They were the ones which only relatively at best underperformed. But that said, it was Nifty Bank all the way with a 2.5% surge, overtaking the move on the Nifty as well today, and pretty much all and every constituent from the Nifty Bank was holding out well in the green. Be it smaller boys like an RBL Bank, which held out 5.5%, or 4.5% actually, Federal Bank, which held out 5.5%. There were, of course, big boys like ICICI Bank, which held out in excess of 3%, HDFC Bank, Axis, IndusInd Bank, Kotak, SBI, which was up nearly 2.5% as well in today's trading session. That said, a big move came by on Coal India, a big breakout on the stock, a solid 6% in excess of that on the futures move that you saw on this particular stock. And then there were a whole host of motor candidates which reacted to their monthly sales data. Case in point being Tata Motors, which is now officially the country's number 2 car maker. It's overtaken Hyundai. And the monthly sales data was impressive. That stock as well saw some buying coming in, 2.5% higher after an excellent 2021 that it's already had. Not just that, there was Eicher Motors, which sprung up very, very smartly. Not just a beat on its month-on-month or year-on-year sales numbers for the month of December, but also the fact that overall total sales were actually 22% higher than what the polls on the street was anticipating their December sales to come in at. So Eicher saw a gap up start and only closed in at the session highs. Near about 4.5% is the kind of uptick that it saw in today's trading session. Couple of other movers included the likes of Bajaj Finance, Fin Svs, Tata Steel. There was also Grasim, JSW Steel, UPL, HDFC, TCS, Reliance. They all also participated in today's trading session. Of course, there were the broader market candidates like Birla Soft, which held out. There was Bharat Forge, Hindustan Aeronautics, LTI, which looked very smart, and then of course FSL as well, which has had an excellent last week, and today too it jumped up by nearly 3%. But at this point in time, it's also important to mark what the losing side of the market was doing. It was largely pharmaceuticals, which after the recent run-up that they've had ever since news of the Omicron virus really came about, pharmaceutical has been running up hard, and today they saw some profit taking coming in. So there was Cipla, there was Dr. Reddy's, there was Divi's Labs, and FMCG names like Britannia and Nestle as well, which underperformed a bit, along with Tech M and M&M, which too have had a great session of late. After that, there was also Laurus Labs, Rain Commodity, Taracom, which was down 1.6%, and then Cadila Healthcare as well, which was down 1.5%. What's imperative to see is that after those few dots of buying and very meager sums really coming in last week from the FI fraternity, it's going to be important to see what the FI buy figure is like, what the DI activity is like, because remember, January is a crucial month. Not just soon, we're going to be kickstarting the Q3 earnings season, but this is also the pre-budget month, and that along with the spike in inflation as well as the spike in COVID cases across the country and the curbs being now put in place by every state, it's going to be important to see how this month really pans out, and what's going to dictate it largely is also going to be the FI sentiment. So yes, the FI activity in the near term is going to be of utmost importance.